Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Maribel Omar, ang iyong host para sa programang Kwentuhan Nights. Bago po tayo tumuloy sa ating programa, panoorin po muna natin at alamin kung bakit ang mga tao ay nagbabasa ng fanfiction. Panoorin po muna natin ito.
Pang lang, lipas oras.
For fun nga, for fun.
Diary ng pangit, she's dating the gangster, Facebook boyfriend, saka when miss a gangster.
Commonly, yung mga teen fiction,
Nandito po kayo muli sa Kwentuhan Nights. Ang ating guest para sa araw na ito ay isang estudyante ng University of Santo Tomas ay isang writer ng librong Play Dead, which is inspired by One Direction. So, I'd like to introduce to you Miss Vida Marie. Hi, Vida.
Hello.
So, nais ko po itanong, ano yung mga dahilan kung bakit nyo sinulat itong libro na to na Play Dead?
Hindi, parang, kasi gustong-gusto ko talaga magsulat. You know, it's like something I can do in my spare time. Parang hobby talaga siya. And then, syempre, kapag nagustuhan mo isang bagay, kuwari, nagustuhan ko nga yung One Direction, so parang, gusto mo siya ipagsama. So, parang medyo inspiration din siya para mas maano yung masulat mo. So, parang you're also creating your own world for it. And then, ayun, parang nabubuhos mo doon lahat ng oras mo.
Vida, gaano katagal po kayo nagsusulat ng fanfiction?
Depende. I wrote Play Dead for like 2 years.
Medyo matagal po pala, no? So, bago po tayo tumuloy sa ating show pumunta po muna tayo sa isang commercial break.
Alam nyo ba? Ang fanfiction o fanfic ay mga istorya na ginawa ng fans mula sa mga orihinal na kwento. Ang fanfiction.net ang pinakilalang fanfic website sa buong mundo, na may mahigit kumulang 2 milyong miyembro mula taong 2010.
Hello and welcome back to Kwentuhan Nights. So Vida, before we went to our break, we were talking about how you started off with writing Play Dead. So it took you 2 years to write Play Dead. What took you so long? I mean, does it really take that long to write fan fiction?
For me, kasi parang yung fan fiction, it's not just like a normal story. You know, it's like you're also writing your own book. Like, so kung yung mga ibang writers doon, diba, mga like well-known authors, parang hindi naman talaga kasi nire-rush yun. Marami kasi siyang revision and then yung ideas pa and how you really compose the whole thing. So parang hindi siya talaga ganun kadali. Plus, you also have to take yung breaks mo when you get writer's block and stuff like that.
So, dito, like here with your book, Play Dead, so it's inspired by the boy band One Direction, right? So explain to me how you got inspired with One Direction, because we know now they're really popular right now. So kindly explain for us and the viewers kung how you got that inspiration.
Kasi I started liking them around July of 2011. And then, but I started writing earlier than that. So parang yung mga sinusulat ko dati na novels, it always ends up na parang hindi ko siya na-finish. Parang there's always something na missing there. And syempre, of course, yung sa like ko for One Direction, parang it was always there. So I just thought of like, out of nowhere, I just thought of like combining the two. So, ayun, dun siya nagkaroon ng Play Dead.
All right, Vida, just a trivia question. Who's your favorite One Direction member and why? And you have to choose one.
Well, yeah, Louis Tomlinson. It's always been him from the start.
Okay, so siya talaga yung one and only.
Yeah, that's why he's the one of the main characters.
Okay, and before we go on and carry on with our interview with Miss Vida Marie, let's go on to a commercial break.
Alam niyo ba, sinasabing ang manunulat na si Charlotte Bronte at ng mga kapatid nito ay nakapagsulat na rin ng fanfic tungkol sa First Duke of Wellington na si Arthur Wellesley.
Nights. Right before the break, Vida and I were talking about, of course, her love for One Direction and how it was inspired with the book. One last question, however, what is your advice to aspiring fan fiction writers?
I think it's always going to be the fact that you should continue and pursue what you're doing, like no matter what anyone says about it. Because a lot of times fan fiction writers can get a lot of criticism for it, but then you should always continue what you want to do, especially if you have your love for it.
All right, and that brings us to the end of this program. And once again, for all you aspiring fan fiction writers out there, okay, actually we're getting in one more question, okay, from the audience right here. What made you start writing fan fiction?
I think it's because of the love for something, and then your other love for something else. Like for example, if you love like a food, or so, like when you love a candy or another candy, you would think of like combining the two. I think it's just the same as like a metaphor or like an analogy for it. So like I thought of combining the two. So my love for like this boy band and my love for writing. So that it came from that.
So Vida, you're also a student from UST.
Yeah.
How, does this interrupt or does it affect your studies? Because fan fiction writing, you said it took you 2 years, so that must take up some quite time, especially with your studies. So how does it affect your studying?
It takes a lot of time. That's why, like writing, I do it in my spare time. But then a lot of times, it also relieves my stress. That's why I write, because I can express my feelings there. And whenever I'm stressed, I just always turn to writing. So I guess that's why it also took me 2 years, because it's hard to let go of something you've been working for so long.
So Vida, are you planning to write a new story after Play Dead? Are you planning on releasing anything new?
Right now, I've been thinking of new ideas for stories, and I have a lot. So it's hard to pick one, and especially because it takes so long. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more in store for my writing, fan fiction or not. So yeah.
Okay, Vida, and thank you for joining us today. But before we go, do you think you can give us a bit of a sneak peek with this new story?
Well, it's about basically, so hard. Like a university student,
Ooh.
and then like he meets a girl, and then there's a kid, and then the plot is like the kid has a mental disorder, so like he thinks the two teenagers are his parents, but like they really don't know each other. So they have to go on an adventure and try to get the kid home safely.
All right, and that brings us to the end of our interview. But let's just, not just me, but of course with our other aspiring fan fiction writers, that it's not that easy writing a story. And I'm sure that, especially with Vida being a student as well, it's difficult, right, Vida?
Yeah, very.
So I think that it's important to let all our fan fiction writers to time management, definitely. And okay, that brings us to the end of our program. We hope to see you again next week right here on Kwentuhan Nights. I am Maribel Omar signing you off with Vida Marie, and we'll see you next week.